Kobe. Hey guys, it's me, Mike. I'm back. I'm finally back. I know. Before I get into the video, I just wanted to say something real quick. For those of you who are questioning why I unlisted all my old videos, besides the Akira one and the Who Signed Off on This, let me know if you want some of those videos back. I just thought some of those videos were really lacking and shed a bad light because the content will be improving, and the content will be more like this video you're about to watch or the Akira video that I made. Very super eye patch wolf. Inspired. Some videos will be just me, but like I do want to kind of mimic Super Eye Patch's Wolf content because I find it so interesting and I love watching it, and his voice gives me chills. And yeah, I feel like I can do that, and I'm gonna try to do it, but also put my own spin on it, just trying to find my niche of content. But you don't want to hear me speak. Let's get into this video. I'm very happy that I'm back, and I will be making more videos like this, and the videos will be more consistent. So thanks for all your recent support. Attack on Titan. I mean, every anime fan has at least heard of this series. With its release of the manga in 2010, it had every manga reader saying their infamous line, "Just you wait for the manga, just you wait for the manga to get adapted. It's gonna be next level, next level." So yeah, this series was adapted in 2013, 3 years after its release. It was adapted with stunning visuals and awesome fights, and it made everyone expect this to be a hype train with just action and shock factor with no real plot. Then with the arrival of the second season, 4 years later, after a long wait, and at the time some say it didn't deliver. It was boring for some, but for others it brought some plot to this action-packed ride that we have been on. It introduced the world and introduced some mysteries. It helped me get invested in the characters in the world they introduced. I was interested in the mystery that they had presented. So now we get to Season 3. And at the time that this season dropped, I was enjoying Attack on Titan for way different reasons than the reasons I was enjoying it in the first season. I was invested in the politics and in the mystery about the other side of the walls. Compared to the first season, which was just a roller coaster ride that was pretty forgettable, now I'm actually invested and waiting every week for an episode. Season 3 was the climax of all the build-up in the first two seasons. In my eyes, the first two seasons were building up to the end of the story arc I like to call the ocean arc. The ocean scene at the end was an end to their journey to see what was on the other side of the walls. But since they found the ocean, they have more questions. What is on the other side of the ocean? What is awaiting us there? And should we be ready to fight? So now they introduce even more mystery, and we also get an answer to what was in Eren's basement, which proposed even more questions. You see what I'm going for here by explaining all this? I'm basically saying that the end of Season 3 is just building up to an even bigger climax and an answer to every question you had in Season 4. So let's get to the reason you're all here tuning into this video. Let's talk about Season 4 and how good it's going to be. Season 4 introduces people across the ocean and the civilizations that live across there. This aspect of the story really confirms why I think Attack on Titan is some of the best world building in this form of media. I'm trying my best not to spoil, and if I go any further into this part, I will be spoiling. But believe me when I say this, the way Isayama introduces the other side is just S tier. Every chapter that has been released to date has been S tier. He implements little scenes that foreshadow what's going to happen in the future. Everything has a meaning, and he implements these sneak peeks to hype you up for what is coming. And if the anime adaptation nails these sneak peeks and adapts them in the correct way, it will bring your hype levels to the point of overflowing. But these teasers do not spoil what is going to happen. It just hints about what is to come and still has you guessing. It gives you just enough information for you to form a question in your head, but does not give you the answer. It makes your brain form theories, and making theories makes you want to keep watching, to see what actually happens and to see if you are right. It's an overall joyride with a great mystery and a lot of plot twists that you wouldn't be able to predict. Like I said, everything has a meaning, and everything that happens makes more questions pop up in your head, and you find yourself begging for answers. I want to talk about the characters for a bit. They introduce many characters from the other side of the ocean. This brings up more diversity in the cast and sets up more plot points for future parts of the story. At first, I'm not gonna lie, I hated every character from the other side. But as you progress in the story, you start to see things from their perspective. You realize that there are always two sides to a story. By showing these two different character types, you realize that each side has their own motives for how they treat each other. I can't go into any further detail, unfortunately, because I can't without spoiling. But believe me, this character dynamic is amazing and makes the viewer understand more about the world and the characters in it. But even on the side of our original cast, you see characters getting much needed development, and characters that are either new or weren't built up in the past getting their much needed development again. I'm not going to go into further detail because of spoilers, unfortunately. I may make a manga video because I want to talk about these characters in further depth. But I want to make a transfer into one of the last topics of this video. My expectations for the Mappa adaptation that we are getting. Now, if you aren't aware of Studio Mappa and what they have produced, let me give you a little rundown of what they have animated. They have been killing it this year by animating some of this year's most anticipated adaptations, such as God of High School. With its stunning yet diverse action scenes, they brought an action-packed joyride that you couldn't help but love. Even though the story is lacking, and I heard the adaptation left some stuff out, the animation is still on point, and we can't deny that, of course. Also, this season's hit Shonen Jump manga, Jujutsu Kaisen, which I haven't personally watched, but I have read a bit of the manga. The animation looks very well done and passionate, and I cannot speak on the actual story adaptation because, well, I haven't been keeping up with it. Some of the older adaptations and stuff they've done in the past, with the amazing remake of Dororo, which is so good, and I recommend you should watch that. Also, Dorohedoro, which I haven't watched, but this shows that they can use 3D aspects and make it look very good. An underrated movie called In This Corner of the World, which shows they can also have pretty laid back and nice stills. But yeah, nice kind of wallpaper material stuff, you know? And last but not least, we have Yuri on Ice. Alright, sorry for that little Mappa spiel. Kind of wouldn't make that yaoi joke, but I also wanted to show you why Mappa is a very credible animation studio. So, what should we expect from this Mappa adaptation? I think on the actual animation side, we will lose Wit's amazing background and colorful animation with stunning transformations and breathtaking, amazing Titan vs. human fights. But while losing all this, I believe we will gain very loose and free and natural Titan on Titan fights. As we see in God of High School, Mappa is very skilled in animating the hand-to-hand combat aspects of a fight. These kind of fights are more present in this season of Attack on Titan than there are in previous seasons. We don't get as much Titan vs. human, but we get more Titan vs. Titan. These fights are mainly hand-to-hand, so I trust Mappa will make this part look less blocky and more of a loose, natural fist fight. My worry isn't the animation. It is the pacing and their ability to stick to the source material. I'm going to be honest, I do not think 24 episodes is enough to cover all this content. This really worries me because every minor detail in this story arc counts. Nothing could be left out. There's 40 chapters that all exceed 40 pages. This is a lot of content, but they will probably cover most of it. But still, it will be missing some of the smaller foreshadowing details and the smaller key details that are very important to the story, in my opinion, and the beauty of it. So they can't bullshit. They have to get to the point and stay strictly to the source material and not stray. Their pacing has to be on point, and the whole uptaking of adapting Attack on Titan is a daunting task, because this is probably the most hype I've ever seen for a season of anime, and a season that finishes off a generation-defining anime. Love it or hate it, Attack on Titan has defined this new generation of anime watchers. The pressure on Mappa is insane. They can't mess up, because there's a lot of content to cover, and they have to cover it in so little time. But let's give Mappa the benefit of the doubt, and let's say they absolutely nail this adaptation. What kind of conversations will AOT be in? Here's the answer. A show that defines a generation. This anime has been out since 2013, throughout the whole decade almost. It will be in the category of a Fullmetal Alchemist, a Neon Genesis Evangelion, and Akira even. Something that defines that generation of anime watchers it came out in. Something that defines that time period it came out in. It will not be the best anime of all time. It has too many flaws in the first 2 seasons to be that. But it will be, in all meanings of the word, a classic. It's not the best show ever. It doesn't have the best characters. It has some of the best world building. But in everything else, it's lacking compared to other shows. Not saying it's bad though. You may say, but Mike, how will it be a classic if it lacks in all these things? If you ask this question, I have a counter question for you. Have you ever seen an anime or manga get every single fan of the medium hyped for every time it comes back? The answer is no. The story has made so many people seeking answers that they have created from the previous seasons and want this final season to answer all those questions. This gets them to tune in every time it comes back. That is why it's a classic. It's easily the most talked about show in recent history. All the build-up makes everybody wanting more and seeking more. That is why AOT will be a classic. That is why Attack on Titan has defined our generation. That is why you should be hyped for the finale of Shingeki no Kyojin. Hey guys, thanks for making it to the end of this video. It really means a lot. I know this video is a little sloppy and messy, but I just wanted to make this video to really ease back into it because I haven't done YouTube in about 2 months, not gonna lie. But I just wanted to get this video out because it's a topic that I think that's on everyone's mind, and I wanted to give my insight and why I should be hyped for it. But yeah, this video is, I acknowledge that it is pretty sloppy. I'm not all proud of it, but I am proud of it. It's pretty mid. My delivery is mid. My delivery is actually okay, but the script is lacking, and I'll work on that in the future. But yeah, thanks for making it to this video, and expect better content in the future, so please stick around and hit that sub button, baby. Yes, sir.